So just find a comfortable seat on your mat space, and you can sit on a block if you feel like you're rounding, or if your hips are too tight, or you can sit on a cushion if that helps you. We're actually going to just start off right away with a breath exercise called alternate nostril breathing. And in yogi talk, it's nadi shodhana or shodhana. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb and you're going to use it to close your right nostril. And you're going to use your pinky and your index finger to close your left nostril. Okay? So go ahead and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then just pinch your nose closed. And then on the inhale, open your left nostril and breathe in. Close your left nostril and exhale through your right. Inhale through the right. Close. Exhale through the left. That's one cycle. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Good. Inhale right. Exhale left. Try to keep the face relaxed. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. One more round. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Nice slow exhale left. Good, and release. Just set your hands to your thighs and just soften and relax. And then nice and slow, take a seated forward fold. Just crawl yourself forward. So whichever shin is in front to start, go ahead and fold. Stay nice and long. And just sit back as you stretch forward. And then come back up to center. Switch the cross of your legs. Sit up nice and tall, and then fall forward. So alternate nostril breathing is really good if you have fatigue, or if you have insomnia, if you have anxiety, if you have stress, or simply just to reset the brain. And change, come back up to center. I'll bring your hands to your thighs, and we'll just take some cat-cows seated. So as you inhale, you'll open the chest, maybe look up, and take your gaze towards the tip of your nose. And as you exhale, just curl and round, dome the upper back. And just stretch. And then again, inhale, draw the heart, spine, front of the spine forward. Look up, maybe gaze to tip of the nose. And exhale, round. One more time, inhale, seated cow. Exhale, round. Good, come back to neutral. Set your right hand down. Inhale your left arm up. And then exhale, side body stretch. And you can stay here and just sort of the lateral flexion here, or you might dip your heart towards the ground and find a little bit of a different sensation through the left side. And then come back up to center, extend the left arm out to the side, palm down, and then take your right ear to its shoulder. Neck release. And come back up to center. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, side body stretch. And sort of stay here as you anchor down through the seat. Or maybe start to dip the hip towards the earth. Reaching up through the wrist. And come back up to neutral. Right arm out to the side, palm down. Left ear to its shoulder. And release. Switch the cross of your legs again. Sit up nice and tall. Take a nice seated twist here to the right. Try to sit back through the right hip. Twist the chest to the side and back. And release. Come back to center, to the other side. Find a nice length and then find your twist. Sit back through the left hip. Twist from the belly button up. And release. Good, now let's meet in all fours. And then we're gonna come into toe stand. It can be quite igniting, toe stand. So if this is too much, you can just sit on your shins. If you feel anxious today, I suggest sitting on your shins and not taking toe stand. Otherwise, toe stand. What we're gonna do next are just a few of my favorite wrist stretches and warm up that I do every time I practice yoga. So if you have time before class, this is a really great way to warm up the wrists. So interlace your hands and just start to circle out, sort of figure 8 in one direction. And at any time you can come out of toe stand. We're just trying to nurture and give some space for our toes here and the soles of our feet. And then switch the direction. And shake it out. And then draw your arms up to the sky, open palms face in. We're just gonna make fists and open. Fists, squeeze as hard as you can and open. And just keep doing that on your own. Generally, before a yoga class, I'll do this for about a minute. We're not gonna be here for a minute, but we'll be here for a few breaths. So just keep doing that on your own. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. And just you'll start to feel the forearms turn on, right? So really try to flare open, squeeze tight. Yeah, good. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So let's shake that out. And then you come onto your all fours again with cupcake hands. So you're just going to come to your fingertips and you're going to sort of press into the earth. Draw the elbows in a little bit, open up the chest, and sort of bear weight into your fingertips here. Try to keep them, the fingertips sort of curled in and under. Push the mat away. Now draw your palms flat, spread the fingers wide, and with keeping the mounds and the fingers down, start to lift the heels of the palms up. Find a stretch, and then lower down. Keep the elbows pointing back, lift the heels of the palm, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Find stillness, and then just start to find some movement. Maybe it's front and back. I like to take it side to side. Keep a little bit of bend through the elbows so you don't lock the arms out. And then start to turn your fingertips towards the outer edges of your mat and do the same thing. Just weight bearing a little bit here, shifting side to side. And this might be enough for you. You can stay here. Or you can start to explore turning your fingertips, pointing the knees. Bend the elbows a little bit, still open through the heart, and then sit back ever so intentionally. And then find your breath body. Breathe into the wrists, into the arms, into the chest broadening as the face relaxes. And release. So you might tap out the tops of your feet if you took toe stand, Go ahead and sit back on your shins with tops of feet down, and then just find figure 8 again with the interlace of the hands. One direction, and then the other. Good. Now let's come back to all fours. And then we're going to step into high plank so that we can find the distance of what our down dog should look like. So step into your high plank. Make sure that your heels are and your toes are aligned, so that when you shift forward, you come to your toes, and when you go back to down dog, you're in the right distance between hands and feet. Take a deep breath in here, and then exhale, move to downward facing dog. For some of us, this might feel a little long, and that's okay. You might bend the knees. And how I like to find my upper arms turning on is like I like to bend my elbows out to the side, and then wrap the elbows back, and then push the earth away. Now this might feel like down dog becomes harder, but it broadens the back of the shoulders, and it takes you a little bit more out of the wrists as you lift the hips up, and maybe bend the knees, maybe take the heels down towards the ground. So see if you can stay with the engagement of those arms. It's almost like you feel the eyes of the elbows pointing forward. Anytime come into child's pose if this feels too much to start, or at any time during class. We're going to take some sun A's and we're going to sort of ladder. I'm going to move through some variations that I like to take when I want to honor my body or heal an injury or just take it easy. Inhale, shift forward, high plank, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's one Chaturanga transition. Again, inhale, come back, high plank. Now shift forward so you're on your tiptoes. Drop your knees down. Take your chest and your chin down, 8-point pose. Push through the palms, squeeze the elbows back. Come to your belly. Slide your wrists under your elbows. Inhale, cobra pose. Toes touch, push to the tops of the feet, breathe in. Exhale, lower. Knees down, tuck your toes, come on up to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. One option of Chaturanga. Inhale, soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Feel the feet press, the toes wide, the inner thighs spin back. Arms up. Exhale, take a little back bend. So lift the chest up. Look up. Inhale, come back to mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with your less dominant leg into high plank. Yeah. Shift forward, breath in. This time, take your knees down. Take a little push-up, no lower than your elbow height. Chest stays broad, shoulders, head stay up and back. Come to your belly, flatten. Inhale, push to the feet, come up, cobra. Maybe this time, palms float. Retract the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up to high plank or on your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option 3. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So beginner mind here. Even if you have a nice practice, you practice a lot, it's good to come back to the fundamentals, to stay present, and to just keep it easy. Inhale, soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise to mountain. Exhale, take a little back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Nice and slow, turn the back of the legs on. Inhale, halfway lift, maybe hands to shin or they stay on earth. Try to lengthen. Pause in your halfway lift for a second and see if you can open up the chest by squeezing the midline between the shoulders together. And then see if you can draw your neck and your head forward as you sit a little bit towards the heels. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank. Breathe in as you shift forward. This time you can take anything that we've done so far or come to your first push-up. Nice, keep the chest broad. Inhale into our first upward facing dog. So draw your core in if you're an up dog. Now try to retract through the shoulders to open the chest. Bend the elbows a little bit so they don't lock out. It should feel like cobra pose essentially through the upper back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Draw in through the core as you come up and back. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, hop to the top. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale, chair pose. Sit back, arms up. Squeeze in through the legs, sit into the heels, open the chest. Exhale to stand. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Walk your feet out to the width of your mat. Turn your toes out and come into frog squat. Hands at heart center. Wrists around elbow height. Heavy seat, tall spine, level chin. If your heels levitate, that's okay. Deep breath in. And release, find a fold. So peel your feet in towards hip width distance. Actually, feet to touch rather. And then inhale back to chair pose. Thanks. Now, bear weight into your right leg. Kick your left glute with its heel. And then start to hover the leg back and move into warrior two. Warrior two with palms to the sky. Shoulders over hips. Nice. Straighten through the front leg. Take your back hand to its hip. Now you can stay here with the width of the legs. If you want more of a back hip stretch or a modification, shorten your stance. Trikonasana triangle pose. Reach forward, lengthen both side bodies. Take your right hand to your shin or to a prop or the earth on the inside of the arch of the foot. Now notice your top shoulder. Try to stack it with the bottom shoulder. Take your arm up in line with the shoulder. Sometimes we open up too far back. Try to stack. Nice. Breathe into the back hip. Drive down to the legs. You can look down at your big toe or tuck your chin to your top shoulder and take the gaze up. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Parallel the feet, kick the heels out just a little bit. Hands to your low back. Now draw the tailbone towards the earth, squeeze the elbows in, draw the shoulders down. Open the chest. Exhale, nice and slow, lower. You might even pause halfway down as you push through the legs, and then take it all the way down, exhale. Wide-legged fold. Hands to the earth, neck and head release. And then find a halfway lift, breath in. Set your left hand underneath of your gaze. And then inhale your right arm high to the sky for a twist. Level the pelvis. And just ask your left rib cage to turn towards your right wrist. Exhale, lower hand down. And then low lunge to the top of your mat. Inhale, warrior one. So come on up, warrior one. Your back foot is in an angle as you try to open up through the left hip, drawing it forward, front knee over ankle. Find your breath awareness. Breathe in, up through the pelvis, out through the ring fingers as the shoulders relax. And then straighten through the front leg. Find reverse prayer hands or fist knuckles to knuckles behind your back.
Retract through the shoulders a little bit, open the chest. Push through the feet, squeeze in through the legs, exhale, lower, all the way down. Try to align the sides of the pelvis with the edges of your mat. And as you come down into the fold, see if you can pull the thigh up towards the hip, away from the kneecap. If you need to release your hands and support yourself with your hands framing the front leg, that's okay too. Nice, yogis. Breathe into the back side of that leg. Come back to a bent knee. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, chair pose. You're just going to shift forward, sit low. Inhale to stand, mountain, maybe back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, chair pose. This time the other side. Kick yourself in the heel with the right foot, or in your glute with the right heel. And then step it nice and slow back to warrior two. Palms face up. Just as in transition, find your shoulders over your pelvis. Back hand to its hip. Straighten the front leg. Adjust your feet distance as you need to. And then Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach forward, hand to inside of the arch of the foot or lightly on the shin without locking out that leg. Find your shoulder alignment and then take your arm up to join that right shoulder. Look up or look down. Good. Come back up on the breath in, parallel your feet, heels kick out. Hands to your low back or hips or pelvis here. Squeeze the elbows in, open up the chest, push the hands down a little bit. And then flat back, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Right hand underneath of your gaze. Inhale, left arm high. Twist. And release. Hand down. Low lunge to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Run up. And just really try to focus on opening through that right hip. Nudging it forward as the right hip nudges back. Right knee over ankle, left knee over ankle. And then straighten through the front leg. Prayer hands, reverse prayer hands at your back or knuckles to knuckles. Breath in, breath out, lower. You need to release your hands, release your hands. Try not to lock out that front leg. Drawing that right thigh up toward, or left thigh up towards the hip, away from the knee. As you traction the spine, neck and head down here. Nice. Bend the knee, come up, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, come forward to chair as you take a little seat. Inhale, rise to mountain, take a little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breath in. High plank through your Chaturanga, whatever variation you want to take. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take it slow and just feel the transition. Exhale, down dog. Come down to your knees. If you have a block, you might take it between your thighs. Otherwise, hip width distance apart. We're going to take camel. Hands behind you, fingertips forward, thumbs to sort of sacrum area. You can tuck your toes if you need to. Imagine like you're trying to squeeze inner thighs in and back. Pull up through the chest, squeeze the elbows towards touching, and then take your little back bend. It's not so far how much you arch back. It's more really trying to lift to the back of the heart through the front of the heart. Try to lengthen through the back of the neck towards the crown. Push to the shins if your feet are untucked. Sips of air. And on your next breath in, come on up and take a seat on your heels. Stay upright with heart above your hips or head above your heart. Or you can take a little brief egg pose. Just curl down, round down. Rounded breath. And then go ahead and come up to all fours. And then back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee somewhere behind your right wrist, foot behind your left. And we're coming into half pigeon. Slide your back leg a nudge back. If this is too much on your knee, and or you want to open the low back a little bit more, lay on your back and take figure 4, legs. Thread the needle. Otherwise, stay here upright. Just breathe into the front of the left hip. Active front foot a little bit to protect the knee. If you want to protect the knee even more, draw the foot closer. And then start to push into the bent leg for about a count of 3, and then surrender yourself down and relax. Close the eyes. Again, you can always come to your back, take figure 4 legs, cross one ankle on top of the thigh, draw your leg in towards you. If you're on your back, try to keep your tailbone and your low back down. And just try to level your pelvis if you're in half pigeon. You might need that cushion or that yoga block under the right buttock. And change. Come on up. Nice and slow. If you're on your back, stay on your back and just switch sides. We're going to move to down dog and just switch to the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Nice and slow. Set the knee, left side down. Take your time setting up. Level the pelvis. Adjust that left foot as close to you as you need to or as far away. Active foot, a little bit of flexion through that ankle, the left foot. Push down through the bent leg. Push for about a count of 3, just to turn it on. And then nice and slow, surrender down. And close your eyes again. Our stress doesn't come necessarily from our circumstances. It comes from our thoughts about it. So in the space of hopefully letting go in some ways, just take deep breaths in and out. Participate in being present as fully as you can. And change, come on up nice and slow. And then come to downward facing dog. If you're on your back, stay on your back. We're all just going to meet on our backs. So take your knees down, take a seat, and lie on down. You can either take knees parallel to each other and knees bent. We're taking a supine twist. Or if you want a little bit more, you'll cross your right leg over your left, eagle legs. And then draw your knees to the left side of the room or space. Come back down to the right shoulder, maybe the gaze towards the right side, eyes might close. You might prop something underneath of the legs if you need to feel a little bit more support through your low back or sacrum. Again, you can keep the legs crossed or just stacked. I'm just welcoming sort of a sense of quieting. And change, come back up through center. Just
Switch sides, cross left over right, or just keep the legs stacked. Knees towards the right side, draw back down through the left shoulder, drop the gaze towards the left side. And release. Come back to center. And then Shavasana. If you want to hug the knees in or take a happy baby, feel free. Otherwise, just slide your legs open wide, arms open wide, palms to the sky. You might slide your shoulders down towards your seat and come back down. Close your eyes. You might take one hand to heart and one hand to belly. Sometimes when we're anxious, sometimes focusing on the breath actually increases the anxiety. So it's sometimes helpful to focus on your touch sense. So maybe here, just feel under your palms, your belly rise and fall as you breathe. And go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. You might reach for a stretch. You can always stay on your backs, right? So if you're at home, feel free to give yourself permission to hang out in corpse pose. Otherwise, once you find some movement and maybe a stretch and a roll to a side, come on up and meet me in seated. And class full circle, seated posture here. I will end class with you, as always, with my hands to my center, close the eyes, share a breath, a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Maybe say to yourself, with me, I am at home in my body, and all is well. Hands to third eye center and honor you and your light, and the oneness that is all things. Thanks, home team. Happy